Welcome to Around the Bases Roundup. I'm Jordan. How's it going, Boogie?
Good.
Good. Okay, a lot of stuff has happened since we last did this. We got busy, folks. It's fine. So we last discussed the owners offering a 76 game schedule with up to 75% prorated pay if the playoffs are completed. 50% if not.
Yeah.
And I was confused before, and that it is once the World Series is completed, they get that. So if they get halfway through the World Series and then the shutdown goes to COVID, players don't get any of that extra 25%. Okay, so
Jesus.
the Union came back with an 89 game season, expanded playoffs this year and next. Now up to 16 teams. Hi, Kitty. Our kitty wants to be involved. It's fine. Get up on that couch with everybody. All right. So what this does, 25% fewer games than their last offer of 114 games, which knocks off $600 million in payroll.
Wow.
Right. It kind of seems like they're trying to bridge that gap a bit.
Yeah.
So that's nice. The problem is, according to the owners, it will go into October 11th, as you see here. They want this season to end September 27th because the playoffs are now expanded, so now they have to get the playoffs into September a little bit. Right?
Yeah.
And the networks, ESPN, Fox, Turner, said, we do not want to reschedule games into November because we have stuff going on in November, namely for Fox and ESPN, the NFL.
Yeah.
They've already got their kind of schedule set up
Right.
for that. So they're rejecting it. They already did reject it, etc., etc. One concession the players also made, it includes opt-out rights for all players. I don't know if this last one. No, it was in this one. It was, if you're high risk or you're living with someone high risk, you can receive your full salary and full service time, so you get one more step towards your free agency.
Yeah.
And players could also opt out before, not receive their salary, but still get their service time. No more. You can still opt out if you feel uncomfortable playing, but you don't get nothing. That was a sticking point for the owners. Okay, we'll give that up too. We want to play baseball. Still not good enough. Still not good enough. Okay. So that's basically the long and short of that. Other than from the owner's 76 game proposal, which took like 8 days from the 114 game from the union, that took 8 days for the owners to come up with. This took the players 1 day. Who seems more urgent to want to start this season?
The players.
The players. And I think hopefully the public is seeing this. I don't know. Hopefully. So then the owners came back with this one. It's an article by Catherine Aquavella. That was, of course, our boy Jeff Passan. 72 game season. This came after the 89. This took like 5 days after the 89. Players will receive 70% of their salaries, 80% once the postseason is completed. But you knock down those games, and it's like you're probably getting a little more overall. But it's like, and not 600 million trying to. The players came down 600 million. Did the owners go up 600 million? No. Probably went up like 100 million, something like that. I don't know. I didn't do all the math. But it's around the same. All these proposals have been around 33 to 40% of the full season payroll. And they just not budged off of that. That's what they're going to pay. Including the 50 game. Around 50 game. I've heard 48. I've heard 55. I've heard every single number in between. My head's starting to hurt with all this. Okay. So, there's that. Not really much to say about this other than it's the exact same offer they've had before. It's like, here's how much you're going to make. How many games do you want to play, guys? It's like, I probably what that money is worth.
Right.
Wouldn't that make some sense? So then the players came back and said, no, just tell us when and where. You're going to pay us 100% prorated salaries.
Yeah.
Just tell us how many games you want to play and when to start. We don't care. Let's get this show on the road.
Right.
Now, we're at an impasse. They said they want an answer by the end of today. We still haven't heard anything, and it is 3 p.m. Just about. So, TikTok. That does not really mean anything. If they go over, like, okay, what do you got to do? Arrest us? Or something? But, they're saying we're coming up with stuff quickly. This was like, once again, a day after the 72 games. It's like, okay, they get together, discuss. Okay, what happened? What did they do? They did this. Okay, what do we want to do? We want to do this. Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
Right.
Okay. So, now,
further dialogue with the league will be futile.
Yeah, because there's this
It's time to
saying
get
the
back to
same
work.
fucking thing over and over again.
Yeah. Tell us when and where.
This is getting so
So stupid.
tedious.
Yes. It's like we're going to alter it just a little bit to make them seem like they're getting more when really it's about the same, to just hope that they agree. And then they'll deny, so then we'll change it slightly. Like, it's just...
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God. I'm sure you can lose a little bit of money.
They won't, but sure.
Well, the owners who have so much money.
Here's part of the problem. The owners can't share with each other. Like, maybe the Indians, maybe the Rays, maybe the Athletics. They might lose some money. Are the Yankees going to lose money? Are the Dodgers going to lose money? The Red Sox? The Cardinals? No. They're going to rake in the dough no matter what. There's no season they're going to rake in the dough.
Yeah.
Not as much, but they'll probably still do pretty well for themselves.
Yeah, and
because they
honestly,
set up the business that way.
Right. And next year, when we actually have a season, like a real season,
yeah,
people are going to be buying the shit out of tickets.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we've been without baseball for so long.
One would think that would happen.
That's what I would do.
Especially because we've been locked in our houses. By the time next season rolls around, we won't have been locked.
we just haven't had any sports entertainment.
Because it's not anyone's fault, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's why I think it feels like a straight labor disagreement. I think the fans would be pissed off and not go, but because we've been forced to not go because of this virus,
Yeah.
and not go not just to baseball but to anything.
Yeah, I'm going to want to go to twice as much stuff as I was.
Right.
Because who knows if we'll ever be allowed to go back to things. Like, what if it gets shut down and something else happens?
Right.
You know? Shut
So-
down again, that is.
So here's what could happen here. And I'm just going to tell you. We don't need to find it in the article. So, per the March agreement, it said two things in particular. It said, one, let's negotiate to play as many games as possible. And two, let's negotiate in good faith. Which side has negotiated in good faith?
The players.
The players.
Yeah.
Because they have not come up with the same offer over and over again.
Right.
Who wants to play the most games? The players.
Right.
But the players saying this, we're tired of doing this back and forth. Now the owners could maybe go to court and say they're not negotiating in good faith. They didn't give us a counteroffer. When I remember at least 3 times, maybe at least 2 times. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I remember at least 2 times. I know that the owner said, we will not counteroffer. And then like a week later, they're like, okay, here's our counteroffer. It's like, but you've already said that same thing. So that doesn't really hold any water.
Yeah.
So speculation is they might go to labor court and say that. I think the players have a better case. Now, if they go with the threat of 50 games, okay.
Yeah.
So let's say, because they're saying let's just do this, right? Let's start playing some baseball.
Right.
If you have a 50-game schedule starting 1 month from now and it ends September 27th, that's gonna be a lot of off days.
Yeah.
You're gonna have almost no baseball. Therefore, you're not playing the maximum number of the maximum number of games that you possibly can.
Right.
50 games doesn't cut it.
No.
Also, if the owners then dick around because they only want to pay him for 50 games, if they like sit on this for like a month and then let's do spring training for a month and then start the season, that would be about right. Ish. Maybe like 3 weeks they sit on it. Something like that, right? Well, then you're still not playing the maximum number of games possible because you've just been sitting on it. And you're not negotiating in good faith. And the players can go to labor court. Either way, they're going to labor court, by the way. They're both got to sue and countersue,
Yeah.
right? And the players have, I believe, have a better case. Because they're just going to show the numbers. Like, this is what they offered us this day. This is what they offered us this day. This day. Yes, they changed the numbers. But if you look at the total dollars being paid out to us, it's basically the same. Look at our offers. I mean, any judge in their right mind is going to be like, yeah.
Right.
So you owe them some money now. Which then... Either way, oh my god. We're going to have to do this all again in a year or two. Oh. After next year when the CBA's up. Oh, it's going to be a disaster. They're going to go. They're going to have a strike.
Yeah.
Does anyone think they're not going to have a strike at this point? They can't even agree to just
A
a
half a
shortened season.
Yeah.
Just get it going.
We're desperate.
Okay, so we have all of that. That's this bullshit back and forth. We don't even need to discuss it too much. And then, no, we already did this one. This one. Major League Baseball reaches $1 billion deal with Turner Sports to air playoff games. What bad timing. Wouldn't Major League Baseball be like, okay, I know we agreed to this, but maybe just hold off on announcing it for until we're done with this whole thing? So we don't look complete dickheads. Now, this doesn't kick in yet. What the deal comes as MLB player. Yeah. When does this kick in? Now, their previous deal was last month. I should have read. I read somewhere else that the previous deal was $350 million. This one's $1 billion. Now it's for a different length. But if you break it down year per year, this doesn't break it down as good as I would like. We're not immediately known. I read some stuff that seems to suggest that they were. Anyways, what I read is a 40% increase year over year. Like annually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, a shitload more money for the owners.
Yeah.
So bad optics. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's not good.
So, this man is pissed off about it. I can guarantee you that. That's the head of the Players Association, Tony Clark. Oh, man. And then Independent American Association. So the American Association is a independent baseball league separate from Major League Baseball system. They're starting July 3rd with some fans. And I just want to crush my head with my two hands. Now, of course, they're not dealing with billions of dollars.
Yeah.
But you see, Taiwan figured it out. Korea figured it out. Japan figured it out. These guys figured it out. Again, very different situations. But can we just get some baseball? I like Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
And it's not going to succeed if they do stupid shit like this. It's not. You look at what the 1994 strike did to this league. A lot of people speculate that that's why the NFL passed baseball as the most popular sport. You go back to the early 90s and it's baseball. Go back to the late 90s, football starting to creep up there. Yeah. And then 2000s is all football from there on out.
Yeah.
Till today. And now basketball has passed baseball by far.
Yeah.
Especially if you look at the global stage. I like swallowed my tongue there. It's weird. Right? Oh, man. Well, they got Canadian teams, too. The Winnipeg Gold Eyes. Nice. It's an they should be called the International. So call me for some PR. Some marketing tips. Whoever's in charge of this. I have very competitive pay or salary negotiations. Trying to get a job out here. All right. About 25 to 33% of the ballpark capacity.
They're even having fans. Even if the MLB comes to an agreement, there's still not going to be fans.
I don't think it was Korea. Maybe it was Taiwan.
They have a little bit of fans, right?
I think I saw a picture like they were just like packed in there now. Right. I don't think it was Korea. It might have been Taiwan. Like started letting more in. I
mean, look at New Zealand. They had rugby and it's like packed full.
Oh, that was packed.
Yeah.
Like Jesus.
I mean, New Zealand hasn't had a case in 3 weeks. So, but it's easy for an island. No one
Yes.
comes in or out.
We are not an island.
Yeah.
We are definitely not an island. Yeah. The only other thing to mention, we had the draft. It's kind of weird to talk about the MLB draft, though.
Yeah.
Because these guys won't be seen for like 5 years. Like 3 years if you're lucky. Especially when there's no minor league baseball this year. So it's like these guys are just going to sit around for like a full year before they start doing anything.
Hopefully they stay good.
Oh, yeah. That'll be fine. There was some talk I saw about the taxi squad. These minor league guys are going to have staying ready in case someone gets injured, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I saw the expanded roster will be 30 players, right? That apparently is only at the beginning of the season, and it's going to drop down to the 26, which it was supposed to be. Then the taxi squad will go up to 34 players. And then Major League Baseball told all the owners to find a site for the taxi squad to play games. So are they going to play games against each other? Are they going to play weird intra-squad games even though they don't have enough players for that? Like, you have like the lineup and it's like, if it's 34 players, you're going to assume it's going to be like half position players, half pitchers. So you have 17 guys. That's not enough to have 9, or I guess you could, if you do it just right, get 8 guys on one team and 8 guys on another, and you have 1 extra guy, and then they could switch out. Otherwise, you'd have to like be like, bring outfielder off into the on-deck circle, have guy who just struck out go out to take his place, and shift around everyone. Like, that'd be a mess, but they could do it, I guess.
Yeah.
To get some guys some actual work. You can't just like take batting practice and be like, oh, I'm ready. You need to like track a ball in the air, on the ground, throw it, do live batting practice, see some real pitching. So they need to do something like that. These teams they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They got guys that are paid to figure this out. Anyways, the one for the draft, just go look up your favorite team, like blog. You'll find it. You know where to go if you care enough about this stuff. Read up on the guys. It's only 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Down from 40. The picks only get 100,000 of their signing bonus this year. Then half of the remaining next year. And then half of the remaining the year after that.
Mm.
Now, undrafted guys only get $20,000. So, we should save all this for a separate video because it's a mess. We can talk about amateur and minor league players. We'll do that soon because there's a whole lot of shit going down with that too. You think, well, the owners are bad with this. Whew. Anyways, the one thing I want to say about the draft is the top pick, Spencer Torkelson. That's a sweet name, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like a 80s action hero. You know? Like, gonna go and defeat the communists somewhere. Anyways, he's a first baseman, right-handed hitting first baseman. Which means he has to hit. Really, because that's the only value he's going to bring.
Yeah.
Like, if he doesn't work out first base, usually it's like you draft a shortstop. It's like, oh, he's not really working out shortstop. Let's move him to third. Let's move him to second. You're not going to move your first baseman over, like, out to center field or some shit. Not going to work. But he's a first baseman. I think he spent a little bit of time in the outfield at Arizona State. The Tigers drafted him, and they announced him as a third baseman, even though I don't think he's ever played third base. So
It's gonna learn today.
I don't know if, well, yeah, I guess they'll try him out there. I don't know if there's like embarrassed to be the only team to ever draft a first baseman first overall. I don't know. So there's that.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, that's nice. That's there's some good baseball news. That's not just terrible labor dispute.
Right.
So that's good. And that's all I gotta say about that. Got anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Be safe. And we'll see ya
Later.
sometime. Bye.